Yo, what's going on, guys? Well, I'm out here finishing my 8 to 10,000 steps because I didn't get it done today. I was actually upstairs looking at an old video game that I hadn't played in like a long time. I was sitting there thinking like, wow, I have extra time. No, I don't. I hadn't finished what I was supposed to do today. Okay, I was cleaning the house. Look at that. Cleaning up the whole garage and everything. It's really good out here. How to be ultra successful, how to maximize the time you get so you can be successful faster. Okay, that's what I want to explain to you today. This is what I literally lived through right this moment. Did I feel like picking up all that mess back there? No, and it's still sort of a mess. I haven't completely finished, but this place was horrible before. Inside, I had to clean up the kitchen, had to vacuum, had to do all those things that, called adulting. Didn't want to do it. So guess what? You emotionally understand why you need to do it. Like, I need to do this so I can feel better, so I can start living the life I need to, so that mentally I can start putting those small little things in place. That way I can be more successful later. Okay, if you can't do the little things right, how are you gonna do the big things right? If you take a popcorn bag out and you just leave the trash on your kitchen, how is that training you to be successful with the big things when you can't even do the small things right? Really. And I get it. Oh, some people are more orange and more gold. If you've ever seen like the true color thing. I don't care what your behavior is. You need to change it in that way. If you want to be ultra successful, that is. I don't know any successful people that have messy cars, that have, a mess in their room, because guess what? How do you keep your place is literally a reflection on how your mental brain is. If you're scatterbrained, if you don't have anything, like, I don't know where my keys are, I don't know where my phone is, do you think that's setting yourself up for success? And I find that a lot of people are like this. I've had to deal with it. Like literally my brother deals with that kind of stuff. And I've put up with it for 20 plus years, right? And so I've learned to put up with things like that, but I am not that way. And so I'm very type A, like I need this to be organized, put up this way. And when it's not, I get kind of frustrated. When things don't go the way I want it to, it's annoying, right? So I emotionally understand why I need to do it. Then I logically go in and say, am I gonna do it or not? Put it on the schedule. Are we doing it or not? And time is gonna be the determining factor in if you do it or not. Because you could sit there and be like, well, I don't know yet. Well, time will tell you if you're gonna do it or not. And so if you don't do it, you're gonna feel bad about it later. And you're gonna continue to tell yourself that you can't do things and that you can't keep the promises that you said you were gonna go do. And so when it comes time to change your body, when it comes time to go talk to that girl and to be a man and a leader, you're gonna be like, well, I'm second guessing myself, because you've second guessed yourself from the beginning. All right, I'm really heavy on this topic right now because I'm literally dealing with it in the moment. And so what I've learned is wake up early, first of all. I am so upset at myself I didn't get enough steps in today. That's why I'm out here in the middle of the night finishing it up. Should I be out here in the middle of the night? I don't know. It's up to you to decide that. Saturday night, I'm out here working. Still have to make dinner. Still need to clean up dinner. Okay? I have my meal planned for what I have set. Okay, I'm in a bulking season right now. You can see. And so what we're doing is 3,400 calories, 400 grams of carbs, 80 fat, and 210 protein. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And those are my goals. I want to put on some more muscle. I actually want to grow my hair out a little bit, possibly, and just kind of change things up. As a guy, we need that novelty. We need to change things, what's going on around us. If you continue to just be the same person, you're going to continue to get the same stuff you always got. I wouldn't have this house here if I had just continued to be fine living in an apartment. I wanted something bigger and greater, and it was scary at first. I didn't know if I could do it. I lived down the street over there before, and I was like, wow, this guy really has his stuff together. Dude's twice my age, living in the same neighborhood. And he gave me a shot. I think God intervened at the right time, and he was like, you can live with me for it was like $125 a week, or you can go and do your own thing. I was gonna pay like $2,000, and I never would have been here. And I said, you know what, I'm willing to make sacrifices. And I made those sacrifices, and I kept my word. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna save all this money so I can put it on a house. And we built that right here. And I mean, we even have an AC unit in here. So anything is possible when you put your mind to it. And I'm telling you what, getting ripped and getting jacked was the ticket for me to really build up my confidence. I'm not saying you have to be that way to feel confident, but I'm telling you, when you look good and you feel good and you're dressing well and you have, a nice watch, a nice chain, and you learn style, and you kind of like a jack of all trades. That's been my experience. I like being a jack of all trades. I may not be perfect at just one thing, but I like to know a lot about everything. And so I really know a lot about, building confidence from the ground up, especially as a guy who had confidence, lost it, and got it back, from a young age, growing up. So, we all have our stories, we all have our issues and traumatic events that happen to us, but the one thing that you can do is make the decision to change. And that all comes from, one, keeping the promises you make to yourself, but two, if you say you're gonna go do something, do it, right? But emotionally have that backing behind it. Why are you doing it? And when you remember the why, the logical execution won't be that hard. It's gonna be the mental battle of, I don't feel like it. Okay, I don't feel like doing a lot of different things, especially if you're just like laying down on the bed. And so momentum creates, you have to take action to create that momentum. I don't feel motivated to come out here and be walking on the treadmill. I was motivated actually because I didn't hit my steps in the goals I know I needed to hit, because I know I'm gonna feel horrible if I don't. However, I'm not motivated to clean up this mess. One, it's not all my mess. That's another thing we have to start figuring out, is our ego. Well, that's not my problem. Sometimes, if you're a leader of a man, if you're the leader of your family and you're a man, you're gonna have to take charge of your kids messing up, making messes. Oh, well, I didn't make that mess, I'm not gonna clean it up. Yeah, you are. Who else is gonna clean it up? You know what I mean? So, I started owning that, said, you know what, fine. I'm just gonna clean this mess up. I'm gonna take leadership responsibility and move forward in that action. Once I started to do that action, I got momentum. I was listening to some good music, podcasts, and we started to clean everything up, threw a lot of stuff away, really understood where I wanted to go with the direction of the garage and all that other stuff. Moved my kit car out to a different parking garage. And so nothing but good came out of this. Then what happened? My brother saw what I was doing here and was like, hey, I need to clean up my mess. So guys, it's not so much of telling people what to do, it's showing them in your actions. That's saying, I'm gonna start doing this, you're gonna see that I'm gonna start cleaning things up. Then what's gonna happen is you're gonna start feeling either motivated or inspired, or you're gonna start feeling bad about yourself because you're not keeping up to the standard that you're seeing. Then he started cleaning up his mess. Then that's when action came. Because I was telling him just to clean up and all this, but he wasn't seeing it from me. And because I'm the leader, because you guys are the leader in your community, all right, that's what we're teaching here, is to be leaders, to be confident, be ripped. Then he started to take action. He started to clean up his room, and we're like, wow, we haven't seen this before, right? The girl started to clean up her stuff. It's like, wow, here we go. So it's not so much of just telling people what to do, but it's following through in that action. Guys, I'm sorry for all the bobbing up and down. If you don't want to watch me, maybe you can just listen to me. But I had to make this video in this moment because I'm just literally going to forget all this the moment I step off this treadmill. So anyway, that's how you start to create massive action, massive change in your life positively, is by just taking that first step. And then you're going to have momentum. You're like, well, I'm in a groove now. I don't want to stop. If you're on the highway and you're driving, you don't want to stop for gas because you're like, let's just keep going. Because F equals ma, if you guys remember from physics, you don't want to stop once you're moving. So anyway, boys, in a world full of fakeness and deception, keep winning, keep dominating your realities. And I'll see you in the next mindset video. Bye.